Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm Gary, and this is not David. So, Dave's got some stuff he's running around doing this afternoon that I would be doing with him, but seeing as I'm on the on the mend from the flu, I opted to pretty much stay inside today. We had a get together planned with a bunch of friends of ours from high school. We had just recently celebrated our 40th high school reunion, and we saw some people there we hadn't seen in a long time, and we were having a little mini get together today, and unfortunately I couldn't go. So Dave and I will probably do some readings either tonight or tomorrow. So I wanted to do a little quickie reading, just to have something come out for Sunday in case we don't read tonight. Take the pressure off. So I want to read on the U.S. economy. Right now, Trump he's acting very erratically, even for Trump. The tariffs is just an interesting exercise in dealing with someone who's got the attention span of a fruit fly. The tariffs are on, then they're delayed, then they're back on, and then there's the postpone, and then they're on, and then we're going to only keep the tariffs on China, but only on these certain things. Frankly, the United States is losing a lot of credibility. And I was just looking at an article where, the bond market is starting to suffer because major banks and other financial institution type things, they're not seeing the U.S. as the stable financial market anymore. That we're losing our safe haven status, and that money may be going to other markets or other parts of the world now for investment. It used to be when felt like the economy was starting to turn south, people would get into bonds, and it seems now that even with higher yields on bonds, there's investors that are dumping bonds. So we need to take a look at what's going on in the financial markets and whether we're going into a recession. There's another article I was reading. It was about adult entertainers, and they were interviewing some of these adult dancers who are saying that tips are down, and it's an interesting sort of barometer, financial barometer of the economy, when spending in that area goes down. It usually means we're heading towards a recession. So it's who'd like to do their master's thesis on that, right? Well, sorry, dear, I got to go to the club again tonight. Got to see how the economy's doing. It's so funny. My son is actually thinking about getting a econ degree. He has an interest in economics. He wants to be a pilot, but he wants to get also a college degree just in case the whole pilot gig doesn't work out. I'll have to suggest to him that he might have to do some research. He had to do some economic research on the money supply. So for entertainment purposes only, let's take a look at how does the U.S. economy, it's not just the U.S. economy, it's the world economy. How is the U.S. economy looking, and are we heading towards a recession? Entertainment purposes only. Okay, so right now, how's the economy looking? Knight of Wands, these are actions being taken forth, things progressing along. The challenge to this is the Three of Pentacles, the collaborations, people working together. What this could also be is, banks and financial institutions kind of, talking to each other and saying, is this really where we want to sink our money now? Because the United States keeps changing its mind on tariffs, and the stock market is in turmoil. It's just, it's whipsawing around. Underneath it, Ace of Wands, a new action being taken. Just a new action being taken. This could be the banks and financial institutions saying, maybe we need to take a different action, because there's too many whipsawing actions on the market, and we need stability. When things are crazy, people are looking for stability. Got a lot of wand energy, a lot of fire energy going on here. In the past, we had the Page of Wands. This is about the messaging, Trump's tariff messaging, and how unfairly the United States is being treated. Because if you have a trade surplus, clearly it's because you have unfair tariffs on U.S. goods, right? I mean, that could be the only possible reason. God. Current energy is the Four of Pentacles. This is just... okay, so this isn't a Trump reading, Gary, not a Trump reading. So we're just looking at the economy, and are we going into recession? Right now, the current energy is there's a feeling that you should be conserving and holding on to things. Hold on to your money, keep it close to you. Overarching energy is the Page of Pentacles. Appreciate what you've got. Understand the value of a dollar. What's valuable to you, and don't worship money. Worship experience, but don't worship money. But you have to be respectful of it. Lesson to be learned is the Two of Pentacles. It's all about balance. So right now, are we heading towards a recession? People they're reeling in their spending. They are taking stock of what they really want and what they really need, and they're trying to find a balance for what they want, for their wants and their needs. Outcome is judgment, and then basically answer the call when the call comes. This is not an encouraging sign for a robust and free spending economy. This is telling me that it's time to be cautious. It's time to start acting like you're already in a recession, and cut your spending where you can. Because when it comes time, it's kind of like that whole ant and the grasshopper. Did you save up enough to survive the winter, or were you out playing around the entire time? So to me, I would start saving. Curb unnecessary spending. Save where you can. I just got my insurance bill. We pay our insurance monthly, for the house and the cars and stuff. Holy crap. I don't know when it just got so damn expensive. It went up like over $100. The monthly premium went up over $100 in a month. It's just like, what the hell happened? Nothing changed. So now I got to call the insurance company on Monday and ask them, what the hell, man? How did my insurance premium go up $100 a month in a month? It's not like it went up, $10 a month for 10 months. It went from X to Y. It's just like, damn. It's crazy. Okay. Let's take a quick look. I'm gonna pause this for just a second. Okay. So let's just take a look and see what's the economy gonna look like in 3 months and 6 months. So we'll do a little side by side. Okay. So give me one more shovel. What's the economy gonna look like in the next 3 to 6 months, in the next 6 to 9 months? Okay. Okay, next 3 to 6 months, we're going to put down here. 3 to 6 months, how's the economy looking? And 6 to 9 months, how's the economy looking? So, this will basically get us to the end of the year. Okay, 3 to 6 months, how's the economy looking? Everything's looking grand. We are a nation of wealth and abundance and all the grand fixins. Star, star, star. Trump's tariffs, they're paused for the next 90 days, right? So, just Trump's going to go out there and be the star. Our economy's doing great. There's your Page of Pentacles. People can really appreciate all the finer things in the United States. But then there's actions that can be taken. You have basically looking into the future. You have two actions. You can continue spending like everything's great, or maybe you save a little bit more. Maybe you withhold. Of course, with Trump, he's going to want you to be buying American goods, right? Yeah, buy American. True patriots pay more for stuff, right? Okay, how's the economy looking 6 to 9 months? Well, there's you got the High Priestess, which is about keeping secrets. Ask the right questions, you get the right answers. Let's see. And then you got the Ten of Wands, and that's the burden. It's this could be related to the tariffs. What's really going on behind the scenes with the tariffs. The burden on the economy that the tariffs are creating. The Death card, end of a cycle, and then the 5, the win at all costs. I win, you lose. I think what this is saying is that the burden of the tariffs is going to cause an end to this robust bull market that we've been on, and that it's there's going to be winners and losers. Right now the U.S. and China are really locking horns on this. Let's look at a couple underneath cards. I'll take it from the top. So what's the energy underneath this? King of Wands, strong, bold actions. So in the next, I guess, 3 to 6 months, things are going to be fine. In the next 3 to 6 months, but I'm focusing on this card here. Really consider what it is you want. Separate your wants from your needs in the next 3 to 6 months. In the 6 to 9 months, things are going to change. We are going to see a change. We're going to come to the end of the cycle. This, I don't think this is the end of the tariffs. I think this is the end of our bull run, and we are now going to be on a path, trying to find the path again. We're in a situation we kind of need to find our way forward here. I'm not a big fan of tariffs. I know in theory when you should be using them, and I know in theory when you shouldn't be using them, and just using them as a big Ace of Wands to club people over the head with is not why you do tariffs. And the way Trump has applied them is like, I think the same 10-year-old that designed the Cybertruck is the one that came up with this tariff policy. I mean, because it's just so simplistic to the point of detrimentally simplistic. I'm a big fan of simple, but you have to have some thought go before this. So let's take one more, just sort of a tangential look. Will the economy, state of the economy, benefit the Democrats in the midterm elections? Because those will be coming up. Will the state of the economy be benefiting the Democrats in the midterm elections, 2026? Okay, so there's your Knight of Wands. Actions being taken, actions being brought forth. Challenges is the strength card. So it's okay. The situation of the economy. It I think what this could be saying is that um, if the economy's struggling, the Republicans are going to try and spin it that the economy is stronger than it is. I'm going with this. See, oh, there's okay. Underneath the card, is that five of swords. That winner take all. See, our tariffs are winning. You know, we're causing our trading partners to walk away from us. So they're going to build more factories in the United States. Okay, let's keep going, Gare. In the past, the Page of Swords. See, I took on everyone. I'm going to be the president that fixes all the mistakes all the other presidents made by letting all these manufacturing jobs leave. Mm-hmm. Okay, is the economy going to benefit the Democrats? So the Page of Swords, just go out there and attack everything. Current energy is the Eight of Wands, but the information's out there of what's really going on with the economy. The Republicans are going to say how they're fighting, and the economy's strong. But there's going to be other information out there that contradicts this. Overarching energy is the Nine of Pentacles, which basically you're going to see that the rich people are maintaining their wealth. And what's been happening with the tariffs and with the economy is just broadening the financial gap between the rich and the non-wealthy. Lesson to be learned: King of Pentacles. This is all of this is benefiting the oligarchs and the very wealthy, and the outcome is prosperity. The Empress. Now, of course, the negative energy is the entitled behavior of somebody. So is this going to benefit the Democrats? I don't think that's the question I'm getting here. I think what I'm getting here is that the Republicans' messaging is that this is benefiting all Americans. All Americans are going to be benefiting from what's been going on with Trump's tariffs. That we took action. Our economy's really, really strong. It's not. We won the fight. We took on all comers. We were loud and clear with our tariffs, and we attacked, all those people that were unfair to us. And look, we're all doing so much better, especially the really wealthy people. And our nation is going to be much better now because we've got people out there that can harvest crops for us again, who have, or Americans, I guess. So it's not answering my question. I think what it is, all it's telling me is how the Republicans are going to spin it. I guess really for the Democrats is you got to come up with your own messaging, guys. It's funny. If we go into a recession, typically by the time the economists have said that we're in a recession, the rest of us have already known we were in a recession, right? It's by the time the economists say that we're in a recession, we're generally on our way out of the recession. I think there's a 6-month lag. So that's all I'm going to ask of it. Sometimes you're just not meant to know. Or it's just too early to tell. There's too many forks in the road. So thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Dave and I will be back in action as a team real soon. And then you'll have a lot more snark and a lot of Dave's fire energy, which I always appreciate. So I just want to give a couple of thanks and shout outs to folks that have been active in the comments section. The first is actually named David. Hey, not David, but David. He was a big Captain Kangaroo fan, and he's I was 65 years old. I'd love a shout out, but I'm not expecting to get it. Well, David, you got your shout out. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll give you a card. You got the Two of Wands. You've got decisions to make there. You decide what you want to do. You can watch Captain Kangaroo or Romper Room. Personally, I probably would have watched Captain Kangaroo. I like that a little bit better. Then we've got Bridget, who was never called out on Romper Room. Yeah, I think someone like Bridget is not going to get a shout out on Romper Room. There was a couple of folks in the comments who had names just like, yeah, no, you never stood a chance. Gary was not likely. Bridget was probably definitely not likely. So Bridget, thank you for watching our shows. Thank you for commenting. You also get the Two of Wands. Then you got Lori Gilbert, who was never called on Romper Room. Now, it's funny because our oldest sister shares your name, and she was actually on Romper Room, but I guess it was before Dave and I were born. That's when my mom had time to do stuff like that. So, Lori, you get a card. You get the sun. Yay! Come out there and enjoy the sun. It's a really nice day out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And then I'll give one more out to Yvonne Lamarca, who said, yeah, Yvonne was never getting called on Romper Room. And that's one of those, yeah, Yvonne, your name was never getting called on Romper Room. I'll give you the bottom card. You get that Six of Cups. That good old nostalgia card. Remember when we all watched Romper Room and we were just really believing in that magic mirror? So thank you all so much for watching. Let's give you all a little surprise card to start off your Sunday with. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Yay! Three of Cups. Let's go out and celebrate. You know, there's a lot of crap happening in the world right now, but there's a lot of good in the world. And, you know, each of us can make the world a little bit better just by being kind. Just do, you know, what if each of us did one kind thing today, that would just make the world a better place. You know, that's the best way to counteract the low vibration energy of Trump and MAGA, is just by being kind to one another. You know, we don't have to necessarily agree. We can agree to disagree, but we can still be kind. It doesn't cost anything. Especially, you know, I can't even imagine how hard it is for you blue dots in red states, or blue dots in red families, even worse. Just be kind. You know, we'll get through this. This is our test. This is the, you know, we didn't learn in 2016, and we're going to have to really learn this time around. So, excuse me, we'll get through it. So, Three of Cups, let's celebrate this. Let's be kind to one another. Let's just enjoy a nice Sunday. Have a great day, folks. Bye.